I'm hoping that you can hear me. Okay, so I have to say this before I go any further. Today is a really big day for the world, really. The ring of fire that I'm always talking about all the time, it's going off, finally. Big, I mean, in the top 10 of the world record, which is a terrible thing, for earthquakes, 8.8 over on the east coast of Russia, setting off a huge tsunami. I hope all of you in Hawaii are okay. If you're on the west coast of North or South America, or the west coast of North or South America, please turn on your news. I did have a reading a few hours ago with someone and they had not turned on the news. And I was like, well, you might wanna, because you're right in the path of this thing. Mexico City got hit with an earthquake. New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, I wanna say, what was that other one? Guatemala. And they're going off, and I'm not like on it, doggone it, like I normally am. Let me see if there's been any recent ones. North Pacific Ocean, a 6.4. Hold on, that was 10 hours ago. Let me refresh my page. Refresh, I say. Latest earthquakes worldwide. I need to see all because now we have a freaking list. A 5.0 in Russia again, a 5.1 in Russia, North Pacific. North Pacific, Tokyo just got a 2.5 32 minutes ago. North of El Salvador, that's South America for those of you that don't know. Yeah, Russia again, a 5.1 45 minutes ago. Shizuoka, Japan, 3.0, 3.4 in Papua, Indonesia, Java, Indonesia. Again, the whole ring of fire. Russia, Russia, Russia. And those first ones that pop off, you guys, they're the babies. It's like cracking this pencil. The first ones at the very top as I crack this pencil will be like little. It's not the big pop. So we are right on it right now. If you have people that live in the Ring of Fire, which is the entire Pacific Ocean, please call them and check on your friends and your family members. If you are in that area, please take these warnings seriously and just get out of there. Get out of there. There's a lot of cities and towns as you guys head east here in the United States, which will have shelters in place ready to receive you. So just pack your meds, man. Get your documents and get out of there. Get out of there now. All right. Pisces. Sorry about my hair. My head hurts. Pisces. Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, please, for Pisces. For August 2024, I'm seeing the Two of Cups, Pisces. I'm seeing the Two of Cups. Show me Pisces, please. For August, they're showing me August 30th, August 31st, Pisces. There's going to be some, I don't know. They're saying big movement, big move. Show me Pisces, please, for August 2025. What's going on with Pisces energy? Oh, look, you came out. First card, no joke. Pisces, 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 Pisces. I have a Scorpio here. Pisces. Show me Pisces. I have a level of readiness. At the crown of the reading here, I have a soulmate soul contract person. And notice that it's her left hand going down to this older, more mature person here. There's a loyalty here with... No, Pisces is looking at the loyalty of someone. God dang, Pisces. In the past, I have the Temperance card in the upright, which could be a Sagittarius, but out front, I have the Seven of Wands in the upright. This is, wow. It's almost like someone who has been watching for a very long time, and it is their, I'm hearing it is in their best interest, or it has been in their best interest not to meddle, not to touch something, but to observe. Again, another card with observance, with the Queen of Swords in the upright. And right next to that Queen of Swords is the King of Swords in the upright. We have an extremely large decision here. These are commitments that have been made, documents that have been signed. Someone, look at the Sun card is in the upright. We're looking, wow. All right, I'm just gonna shut up. Look, my whole job is to talk. Here's the Lovers in the upright, the Nine of Wands, or Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Nine of Cups in the upright. I'm gonna put that down here. It feels like it could be a Virgo, maybe a Taurus energy. I'm gonna put my glasses on because I can. I have a lot of major arcana in front of me. I have a Gemini, a Taurus, a Scorpio, Sag, Leo, Gemini. There's someone has been observing peace, tranquility. Someone has also been in conservatorship. That's interesting. Conservatorship of maintaining peace and harmony. We do have a person who, I don't know, it's like somebody with a mentor. Somebody who's communicating with a mentor. That's what I have. Now, I don't know if this is somebody's spirit guides. I don't know if this is someone's pastor or rabbi. Someone could also be praying. But it is this person's job to maintain. I'm hearing within silence. Within silence. I have a Scorpio person on the table here who disagrees. I have smoke coming in. Hold on, I just want to see what this is, because this is preventing disease, preventing inflammation, someone calming their nervous system, someone calming their environment here to be able to see more clearly. This is looking at who can handle something the most. This is also as, it's sort of like watching some sort of aimlessness. Because at the bottom here, okay, grounding the reading talks about an overall commitment. This is taking leadership. This is being able to cultivate and focus on a goal and complete and start it, but we haven't started it yet, Pisces. And so someone is making decisions here, and it sounds like these are really quality decisions because you're observing how another person handles things in the quiet, so that some sort of paperwork can be signed. There's a choice and a decision up here that a person made. Hearing that it was untimely choice, an untimely choice, maybe even an untimely contract or an untimely marriage. I'm being told, Pisces, that if someone had waited like 2 years, the choice to return to something could have been offered, but there was a retraction after 2 years. someone holding the truth in their hand and it working to their benefit to hold the truth to like behind your back in some way, but that it worked in someone's benefit to do so. On the other hand, God, this has to do with a mandate. To me, it would feel like a requirement as heavy as a choice to break a contract, a choice to notify or wait for higher information. What would you say? It's like a commitment. Do you guys remember when they had mandated, you know, when I take my B12 shots, but it was like mandated. Someone not taking that kind of action during a very heavy period like that. And there's a curiosity here to see how the attitude of someone is during this sort of process. What choices have they been making? What sort of commitments have they did? And I have this it's an air sign that's going to come in and give you some sort of message about the choices and solutions that a person has been making. Oh, you guys are going to get news that, to me, it feels like a message that someone has come back. Someone has come back. Because it's that Harry Potter thing where they're like, it's Harry Potter. Harry Potter is back. You know, if you've been working on a work crew and someone went away and now they're back, you know, it's a hope for a new, fresh beginning of some sort that's in front of you. I'm going to slow down for a second. One, two, three of swords, a message of a report or something kind of coming in that points towards a positive attachment to another person. It's a positive attachment, but it's with another person. Someone has watched. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I see what it is. It would be like observing and watching someone to see their success, but from afar. Okay? And the challenge is, it looks like someone is happy and at peace. That's the challenge. It looks like they're independent and they're independently doing something that you've wished for, that you've prayed for, you know, that you've had hope for, and that's actually the challenge. Some of you may be like pulling something up again and going, I wonder if I'm still attracted to this person. And then you look at him and you're like, holy crap, I really am. Damn it. It's a lot like that. We're looking at a situation and a choice and a decision has to be made. However, just because someone's silent doesn't mean they're in turmoil or distress, you know? And this person is looking back on longevity and commitment. They're looking back with this negative judgment thing, because that's how Pisces feels like, damn it, I made a bad judgment call here. You know, I'm watching them and they're just sitting here at peace. I'm also hearing luck, because I'm seeing like a casino, you know, I'm seeing a casino, someone making another person calm. They're also like full of zen. I see here that you got tapped and notified about an action that someone was taking. I'm hearing on their knees, crawling on their knees. They only had one action to take. Every other action is hiding or hidden beneath this place of silence. So when you do get notified here, and there's, you know, the Page of Swords in the upright, it shows this much greater commitment here that's being developed and groomed. And the challenge is that we have a fresh new beginning, and someone is happy. I'm also catching on the right that it's like waiting to see someone, waiting to go and see, visit, see, process with, discuss. Show me this situation right here, please. Oh, it's making somebody mad. Whoever this is, it might be a Sagittarius. It's really upsetting this person. Look, the Emperor and the Death card in the reverse. We have a Sagittarius here, and this person may have purposefully seen a way out and how to shut something down because yeah, they're coming in and they're upset because there is a personal desire here. And so they get up to shut down. Look at that. To actually correct and fix what was upsettingly wrong around this choice and this decision. Someone is giving over an offer. Look at the arrogance of that. It's like someone who made a very arrogant choice in the dark. They made a very arrogant choice in the dark. Because this person is like, they have the moon energy with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And the other person has the sun energy with the cup, you know, the Queen of Cups in the upright. That card is more than just self-care. No, that is the challenges that you love to see this person. You loved to see this person. You loved to hang out with them. There's wondering, you know, if there's attraction there for this person or not. The separation between you and another person. You see they're at peace. There's a sacrifice of like missing someone who's far away, you know, and wanting this Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Maybe something broke or shifted. It seems like the last conversation you had, Pisces, with this person could have been around a negative topic, and you may have given over to help in some sort of way. There could have been a request for help. And when the request was made, someone arrogantly took matters into their own hands without double checking something. They did a head over heart decision. They trusted someone here. Wow. It's like hurting a person to see happiness. It's like happiness through pain, but it hurts to see it. Look at the soulmate, soul contract person with the Five of Wands in the reverse and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Someone is taking an action here. Soulmate, soul contract person, having a discussion about non-action. Something that no longer works the way that it's supposed to. If there has been a division of family or a division of values, it feels a lot like a person who is not in the habit of attending services somewhere. I'm also sort of getting that like someone isn't in the habit of taking a lot of pictures and showing off. You know, it's not in their habit here to wear a mask or suppress some sort of energy. A relationship here where it's like the environment, someone's not in the habit. Maybe this is a phone call from like a Gemini or something. They don't make it a habit. I feel like I'm like, yeah, because it's like a 2 of Cups in the reverse. And you haven't heard from this person. You haven't seen this person. Someone has been giving advice. No, this is like a truth speaker. It's like someone who speaks truth, right? It's weird because I have the vision in my head, and then all of a sudden it's just like really hard to get it out of my mouth. A misunderstanding the actions that a person took by not cooperating, and a Scorpio looking at it saying, have I been misunderstood in some way? That you benefited from maybe perhaps another person's negative words. To purposefully separate yourself out from a soulmate soul contract. It's like looking at it from a different perspective for why there has been no activity. Someone's not in the habit, you know, of being arrogant, showing off in some sort of way. And even though they could here, they chose not to. It's like not being in the habit of hurting someone else. They're seeing their negative effects of not allowing time for healing. Someone who, because I have a trained, there's 2 people that are trained in this negative judgment thing. No, okay. 2 people who are both looking at finances, but one has their head up their ass. That's how it's being told. One person has their head up their ass, and they're very arrogant about the abundance that they have because they've been trained to be spoiled and arrogant. And then I have this reaching behind the scenes to grab at some sort of emotion. Trying to stuff down the urge here to look at a relationship because it's not their habit to look at this relationship. It's not been their habit, because that's what it's sort of saying. To be separated out from a particular relationship. Could be some sort of codependence going on here. There's a desire or a need to try to get something under control. Hold on. All of a sudden it got really clear. It took me 24 minutes with your doggone reading, Pisces. Someone told another person no. They called a wrong judgment. That's exactly what it is. They were also not able to secure. It's sort of like looking at the failure of something and feeling bad for not training someone correctly. looking at the training of something in a negative way, not calling the shot correctly. I get an I told you so somewhere around here, Pisces. I also catch the rejection of a meeting, the rejection of a visit, someone who is staunchly standing on their, high horse is a good way to put it. But it's looking differently out of both eyes. I don't know. One person may have a green eye, one may have a person may have a green eye and a blue eye. And this person broke another person's heart. And as the wheel turned, there was an indulgence of some sort that led to a separation. I get that bad call, the bad choice or something. It's sort of like a bad influence. Someone saying to the other person, be glad that they're not here. They were not a good influence on your life. It led over to learning some distasteful things that were going on behind the scene. This person had their head up their ass, and there's some sort of arrogance here about a misguided system that was given over and the training that occurred. One person in arrogance and another person who just came in all wild and crazy and stuff. You know what I mean? But it's sort of like looking at the choices that were available and hiding. It's like hiding one hand. Someone's ability to hold down a secret. Someone's ability to hold their own by hiding one hand. Hold on, because it's coming. It's just coming all pieced out like this. Someone is not talking about a particular abundance that has been pouring in. There's a gratefulness attached here that someone didn't have before. They're becoming determined to make a right choice, whoever it is that I'm looking at. They're determined, and they're basing this next choice of a very strong commitment. It's sort of like, I want to see for myself, or I want to go after this wish or this dream for myself. Something being done here behind the scenes. There's a different call that's being made in the future. It's making a choice that's opposite what they usually do, because they're not in the habit of doing that. Look at the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Dropping a connection and choosing to go towards, wow. It's sort of like saying, I see this person has enough. I'm going to cut off some sort of supply and shut down. Because over here I have 3 Pentacles in the reverse, where it's like this had to do with the setting up of teaching habits, the choices that a person has or does not have. One person overly arrogant, the other person not in the habit of being arrogant, you know what I mean? Like, a good thing for someone to be able to keep a secret, to be able to know when to shut something down and when not to shut something down. There's a disappointment and a sadness here of an unavailability that used to be there before. I just think it's very strange because someone is standing up and seeing the different choices that they've made here. I can tell that that's what they're doing. And as something shuts down and as there's separation, another person doesn't have access to this one anymore, you know? There's some sort of relationship issue going on here, Pisces, where there's wisdom in pain. There's wisdom in pain. Sort of like just because you have the ability, there it is again. There's the Chariot and the Chariot, you know, the Seven of Wands in the upright, the Seven, the Chariot in the upright over here. And one party being able to choose to go forward and the other party not being able to go forward the way that they want to. 10 of Cups, 10 of Swords, right? The ending of a process and the new beginning of something fresh, clean, and new. There's a determination of will here. And this other person, I shit you not, has been sitting here by the moon. This person's sitting here by the moon. This person is happy for them to sit here by the moon. Sort of like watching to see what each person is going to do with what they're given, these choices. Pisces, look at that. King of Wands in the upright with the Two of Cups in the upright. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse on top of the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. We're looking at the quality of relationships, right? I don't know if one person is saying, yes, I can see how this other, you know, it's like a balancing act here of needing to have balanced something and spent such a very long time wasting time or wasting money in some sort of activity or activities that don't take them any closer to a personal goal. Someone wants a meeting or a meetup. I don't know if these are appointments or if appointments are going to end. And this other person, man. It would be like being more impressed with the person from the past and what they've been able to do, even through negative judgment. Like you may not agree with what they've chosen, or you may not agree with whatever, but they have more impressive skills, or they have 1, 2, 3, 4 of Cups in the reverse. This is like seeing negative circumstances as opportunities, and they see the 10 of Pentacles is achievable. I just have to step back 3 steps, correct those 3 steps, and then move forward. The other person is like, just throw the whole thing in the trash. And this person's like, no, 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 no. We don't have to throw things in the trash. We just take a few steps back, make the corrections, and move forward. And there is a commitment here, long-term commitment. There's a discussion about this long-term commitment, because to me it's like, I shouldn't have said what I said to this person because they didn't have a choice. Yet, they're showing qualities here of being able to problem solve even through a negative experience, while the other person is just like quitting. I never should have spoiled this person. There it is again, the Ace of Wands in the reverse, the High Priestess in the reverse. I don't know if this is an affair. Something got dropped without really digging into it. Like the person who had the training should have. Oh, hello. The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords again. That King of Swords and the outcome, this is going to be a committed choice. This is going to be like a really big thing here, because Pisces is going to hear about a plan, a choice. I don't know. This is like really freaking happy, dude. You see this? An Aquarius might be at the center and may come out the gate showing their hand and be like, "Ba-dow!" You know what I mean? Bow! Wow. Because that's kind of badass. It could be last minute too, Pisces. This other person has had to dance a jig. Had to dance a jig to be able to get someone to perform, to do some sort of performance of some kind. And even with the right training, they're still not desiring the same things, or they're not shooting for the same stars. I'm not quite sure. But there is a quality of measure here where, to me, it looks as if support will be needed, or support was needed in the past. Someone who had the choice available in the past to do something, they didn't do it. Leaving an imbalance, right? They didn't do it, or they didn't do it right. They didn't call, and they didn't help, or they didn't set up. And then in the future, I see, again, someone with a little bit more measured temperament, sort of saying, I don't just throw things away, I repurpose them. Or if something looks broken, I just take a few steps back and correct a behavior or an action of some sort. I don't necessarily throw a complete marriage out the window, or I don't throw something all the way away. If something's not fixed and it's broken, we come back at it again and we try something again. We don't just chuck it out. And this person here is sort of saying, you have me over here dancing some sort of jig for you. There's regret. Pisces, I'm just going to tell you this. If there's a message that you need to have out with another person, I suggest you do it. Because possibilities of things happening here in the future, if there's not an ending to whatever crisis this is, it needs to end before this Chariot movement happens. And maybe you're telling this other person that, like, hey, you're cute and everything, but if you don't have the temperament to correct something or fix it, then you better get your shit straight before something happens over here. That's sort of what this is. Because now this person's on a clock. It's another water sign having this painful communication. They're saying something painful. That, you know, they don't want to have to say these words, Pisces, but they can tell that there's only been so much growth to something, only so much commitment. Something is not whole as it should be. And it's like somebody running on half steam. A new beginning, running away from a soulmate, soul contract person, and then running straight into separation and sadness. And someone can't get over it. Someone has having dreams, Pisces, they're not able to shed. Someone may have had a recent dream that could have been emotionally disturbing, you know, about things being taken in a wrong way because of things that are sort of hiding, truths not spoken. I have this person, this fire sign, who does an action and corrects a wrong without waiting for permission or assignment or whatever this is. This person here that you need to have a conversation with could be a Leo. This Leo could have made a choice or a decision that something was going to take too much time. I work too much. You know, stay out of my hair. I don't want to talk with you about nothing. I'm only looking at work and work and work and work. And there's an urgency here to kind of make something firm and well known as a habitual situation before getting on a flight, taking a trip. We want this message, and the message is coming. The message is coming, Pisces. I just wonder perhaps if it feels to me like someone being replaced, choosing to go with another option to find success. I'm choosing to go with this other option, and I'm choosing that option because I find that more, like, even if you think you're the big daddy, it's easier to take a few steps back and train someone to become a certain way, or make it a condition of how things are before stepping forward. And I'm just going to choose to go with another option. That's how this person is saying. I have seen something, looked at something. Yeah. A Leo making a choice. And then choosing, someone's going to have to swallow their words. They're going to have to swallow their words. And they're very scared for having to swallow their words here, because they know the other person has the right and a lot of emotions. Like, they have the right to have the emotions they have about this. I just think that there's an Aquarius in the background here that you're not expecting. This Aquarius here in the background, there's a topic here that you've spoken about with this Aquarius before, and it's how to turn things upside down. Those of you that are smart enough to ask for mentorship, what this person says will not delight you. No, it will not delight you, but it will prepare you. So there's certain choices here that need to be taken care of before the time comes. Very emotional choice. You're going to have to remove something. Emotional gets removed so that balance can happen, so that the right choice can happen and the correction can happen. So weird how it is, right? Someone creating separation between the two of you so they can get their shit straight. And then a Capricorn steps up. And this Capricorn is like, dude, I'll take you. If there's going to be all this shit between the two of you, shit, I'll take you. Come on, man. Let's just... Not expecting that twist at all. Because they're used to giving. And they're used to giving a lot. See, the matured response is, you know, healing, yes, but nervousness. One party has this, they just keep turning things over and over with this giving thing, and the other person is, man, they're having a struggle. And they're like, don't worry. The King of Cups on the King of Cups. So this is like, you make this right, dude. All right, total drama and action, that's in the reverse. I have red lipstick, and that's in the reverse. I have a situation about to explode, and that's in the reverse. A fantasy of fulfilling a fantasy, and that's in the reverse. Wow. They were serious. They weren't lying. They have what they have. You know, if someone has been thinking another person's been faking it, they have not been faking it. That's really crazy. Someone's finding out now. Look, betrayal, deceit, backstab, traitor, not to be trusted. I think that's what they told everyone here. Or I'm being told they showed everyone here. They showed out. Emotional intelligence. Not making bad choices, right? Even though a contract got broken. someone that, I don't know, has passion in their world. The other person doesn't. They don't mind celebrating others. They don't hog a space. Someone's in their feels, right? Doing drugs. Someone's really getting out of control. Or like, look at all the actions this soulmate soul contract has been doing. And then this person comes in with the truth and goes, dude, I told you so. They're not seeing hoes and being a hoe. I found nothing on all this shit. They didn't pop off. They didn't freak out. They didn't run down the road, right? This person is steady, and one problem, one day at a time, they decided to show proactivity towards something. What the hell, man? You guys will know best how to discern this read, because I don't know. It's like 50% loss on a certain action and being stuck, not knowing how much this person actually did or does. From their heart space, right? So you have a really great person over here doing really cool shit, and then you have a whole group of people right here that talk shit. You know? They talk shit. They don't have it to prove. And someone is looking at the system and saying, wow, that's some effed up shit right there. That's some effed up shit. Yeah. It does speak about procrastination, but it talks about what's missing in this person's world. And emotional intelligence towards how much is carried and how much is done. Being able to see the good through the hard times, to remain steady. Because whatever this other person here, they don't bring that kind of energy to the table. And the other person's like, oh yeah, they do. Watch. They're twisted and ugly and fat and stupid. And this other person's like, no, that's not how I experienced it. You know what I mean? They fell in love without trying at all, because this person was not doing, you know, even through a broken contract, even through betrayal, even if it was a distasteful situation, they don't look at it like you throw somebody away or something away. You just take a few steps back, fix what's wrong, and then move on. And that's how one party operates. The other party is like, chuck it in the bucket. And that's not how, because man, they lied about a lot of stuff here. The spying and stuff, because of envy and ugliness or jealousy or something. And this person is saying, I still love you. I still love you. It's kind of like, how? How can you still love me with betrayal and what I've done? The deceit and the thing and the thing. Sort of like knowing that you're not enough for a person. You're not enough as a person. But only after the fact. And the whole time there's love there. I'm in love with you, you're in love with me. But I'm seeing now kind of like what loyalty looks like, or I'm seeing now what leadership looks like, or I'm seeing now, look, bread, a period of prosperity and abundance. But I personally think that a period of prosperity and abundance can be done anywhere. You know what I mean? Look, I have a bouquet. Compliments from an admirer, a rabbit, too much concern with sexual matters. That's what I think this other person who's like jabby jocker here. Skull, a hidden secrets can harm you. Broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. an opportunity or a windfall, and an older man, dealings or relationships with an older man. Be careful, do not take risks. Take care or there will be loss of material wealth. But on one end, it's like a person who's been existing in a situation where they're in love with this person, but the value system is off or their money is off. They're not able to do a bunch of stuff, but they're looking at successful outcomes. It says keep your life in balance here. A chain of events that will affect your life. And maybe it's supposed to. Hard work ahead. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Wealth is involved. Great happiness is involved. And April seems to be a very good timeline. And look, here's the whale. Great worry over nothing. Broken ring. Parting of ways in either romance or business. It's all in how you see it. You're either winning or you're losing at life. And it's sort of like looking at someone and seeing everything that they needed. And this other person is like, I don't know, they're watching here with sadness. But the whole thing is bringing them some sort of emotional intelligence, you know, maybe over something they didn't check on, or that something they trusted would eventually come, but all in haste or in waste of some kind. But they're watching, I'm not shitting you, they're watching from a distance how this person keeps their life in balance through it all. And that's what they needed was, yeah, it's like seeing what somebody deserved in the first place. All right, I'm gonna shut up because that's a really long read. I will see you guys a bit later. Good luck. Please take care. Be safe, Pisces. I'm being for real now.